Some of the deepest insights about the human mind have not come from clinics or universities. They have come from the people who survived conditions that should have broken them and quietly worked out, kept them sane with nothing on the outside was on the side. Today's guest is here to talk exactly that kind of insight and what we can borrow from it in our ordinary lives. Welcome to Healthy Mind, Healthy Life. I'm Rasmeet, and today my guest is Sergei Putinski, who is here to talk about what he calls Gulag therapy, the kind of mental resilience that gets built when life strips away every comfort and asks you to keep your soul intact anyway. Sergey, welcome.
Thank you very much. Спасибо. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So before we go in, tell me, what does an ordinary day look like for you? Like the small habits, the moment you protect, or the parts of your routine that you would have not given up even on a difficult morning.
But also, of course, writing comedy to deal with my pain and my anxiety and my fear. Working out, of course, I like to work out and run, lift a lot of weights. I try to eat healthy. I drink lots of protein. I have lots of borscht soup. I listen to great Russian folk music. Things like this keep me going all the time.
Mhm. So I want to start with a misconception that I think most modern wellness conversations carry. There is that assumption that healing happens in soft conditions, like in retreat centers, in safe rooms, and that hard conditions only damage people. But the way you talk about Gulag therapy points to something the wellness world really admits. So tell me, Sergey, what is the part most people get wrong about heart conditions and the human mind? Like, what can actually be built on the hardest places that comfort would never produce?
It's a good question. I just hang out with my friends. We drink vodka, we hang out, we wrestle, we have a good time. Try not to take life so seriously because at the end of the day you're going to die. So enjoy the moment. But it's nice to have good comrades, good friends. That you suffered with and have your back.
Yeah, that's so true. To have good friends, it's really very important. And when you say that out loud, what is the part people resist hearing?
The resisted hearing. Oh, I don't know. Some people just want to sit in front of TV, sit on social media. They don't want to have human connection anymore. They just want to be plugged into some device. I think
Yes.
people don't want to expose themselves emotionally to other people. Sometimes, very selfish, insular society. But you need to have group comrades. Friends, family connection. Yes,
Right.
it's we're not meant to be alone.
Right. I truly agree. People are getting more and more alienated these days. So, Saiki, let's go underneath. So, when someone survives the kind of conditions that you are describing, the resilience that holds them in, not the kind you can fake or read about, it is built out of something much more older and deeper. So, what are the patterns underneath that you have come to believe actually carry a person through the inner architecture that holds when every external comfort is gone?
Oh yeah, a lot of meditation. I would say, you know what, martial arts. It really is good. It's when you occupied on something. Like fight for flight. When you're doing wrestling. Stuff like that, jujitsu, stuff like that. You don't think too much about outside things. You think moment. So definitely physical exercise. Of course, it's so easy to drink so much alcohol, drink pain juice away, but that's not good to do too much.
Yes.
Mountain climbing is nice, spending time with animals. These are things that I do to occupy my mind.
Right. And when did you first realize what was actually doing the work inside you?
I think first what want to work. I think when I leave, when I managed to get out of Russia and almost get killed, I think I had sort of epiphany that you know what, everything here is bonus. So my head sort of switched into a positive way.
Right. And I want to bring this into the texture of ordinary modern life, where, the conditions are not extreme, but the inner pressure is. So, the hard email, or the family that does not understand, or the slow erosion of meaning at work. Where do you see the lessons of Gulag therapy actually translate into the small modern moments? Or what does the same resilience look like when nothing dramatic is happening on the outside?
Um, I think it's just good to be there for each other. Maybe. Talk about, it's just like I said, with friends, comrades, people to have your ear for to bend. Family is hard. My family don't understand me sometimes. They think I'm a bit crazy, but you can choose your own family sometimes. Not everybody's going to get you. Try not to take things so personally. I don't know. It's a good one. Everyone different.
Yes. So true. And that reframes something for me, honestly, because the modern version of hardship is really dramatic these days. It is sometimes slow, sometimes quiet, ambient, and it really asks the same inner muscles that extreme version asked. So let's now just get into the practical side. People listening are not in a gulag, but they are in their own version of a season that is asking more of them than they have. So, what is the practice you would hand a person who is in the that season right now of himself or herself?
I like, what make me clear my head? Ice bath. Jump in the
Oh,
ocean, ice bath. Clear your head. You get it just shocks your system. I think this is very healthy to do. Um,
yes.
Being out with nature is good. I would say anytime you could be with nature, if you want to get away from people, your brain get in good way. Rock climbing is great. Be one with nature if you're a bit a loner guy, a loner person.
Yes.
Nature, everything.
Hmm. Right. Now the last question, because even the strongest in a structure has bad days. So there are weeks where the resilience you build quietly cracks, when you find yourself reactive or hollow in the ways that surprise you yourself even. So how do you handle those weeks or those days without turning into shame about having them? Or how do you come back to your practice when the practice itself has gone quiet for a while?
Oh, I don't know if I have much shame. I try to be, but usually it is bad. I would drink so much vodka, but it's not good habit to do. I think you just need to look in the mirror and say you're going to be okay. Lift weights, but it is difficult. I read is good, I read Dostoevsky. He's a very distinguished Russian author. He's dark, but he's moody, but it puts things into context. Life is not so bad. You read his book.
Yes, right. So, if someone listening right now is in the kind of situation where every external comfort has been stripped away and they are just trying to hold their soul intact, so what do you want them to hear slowly?
Or it could be worse. You could be on front lines in war. You could have terrible disease. You could have nuclear radiation, poisoning, meltdown near you. So I think life is about perspective. I think especially in the West, you could try to click your mind in every day's gift because it. But it is hard to do. I understand. It's
Right.
nice to find company of women.
True that. And if someone listening feels like life has landed them more than they have the capacity for, and they're not sure how to keep going, what is the one thing you want them to walk away with today from this podcast?
If life is does not give them everything they want,
Yes, right. If
it's
the life
not.
is giving, yes, or if life is giving them much more, yeah, or I said if life is giving them something more than they have the capacity to uh, keep them going.
Oh, then it is hard to do. It. I would say again, just try to volunteer. That help.
Yes.
Volunteer people less fortunate. Volunteer people, amputees, people terrible illness, and then you say, you know what, it is okay. But it's nice. You need to see sometimes people that suffer more than you. It can be depressing, but then you know yet you are doing okay comparatively. Or try to spend time with people opposite that are doing very well, and they could be a cheerleader for you.
Right. So, thank you so much, Sergey, to everyone listening. The practice you build in your ordinary days are the architect you will rest in when the days stop being ordinary. We'll see you in the next episode of Healthy Life, Healthy Mind. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you.